Is going on YouTube? Tgreenman in the house. So I had a video up earlier I deleted just because it was really just a video more for somebody and they got the message because they commented, and it wasn't really a video that I wanted to debate about or anything. It was just my general consensus on the situation. So this video, since that video should have been what this video is going to be, and I just shouldn't probably even put my time into it because this person, they're going to do what they're going to do, and in reality, and I'll just kind of relate it like this in general for anybody, because I think that this is an issue for most people, and that is that we don't want to be wrong. We don't want to admit we're wrong in life. We don't want to realize that the things in our own life, the choices we make that sometimes even seem righteous or beyond what most people can understand, if we're not getting the results we want each time we take the actions we take, then why take the action to begin with? Why continue to keep taking that action if you don't see any results? Now, the part of this that is hard for people, because there's a two-sided piece to this, is that sure, you don't want to give up on things, and going for your dreams, you're going to have to go through things and whatever. So it's easy to put that as a reason for why things don't go the way you want it. But the difference between that and the other thing I'm trying to say is that usually when you're going towards your dreams and the things aren't going your way, you usually get little bits of crumbs of victory. So little things happen that are victories. Now, if you're not getting these little crumbs, that's when you got to start re-identifying, because there's a difference. Like, if you're getting absolutely nothing and everything is still the same, and you haven't gotten any actual breadcrumbs or anything that you can tangibly look at and know that you've actually accomplished, then that's where the reality needs to kick in. Because that's kind of what happened in my situation with my sickness. And like, I was making a lot of choices that I thought I'm like, I'm going to go research all this stuff and I'm going to learn about all these different things that are going to help me. I'm going to help myself. I'm going to do all this natural stuff. I'm going to go online and just throw all these things at it, and I'm going to get myself better, and finally, it kept getting worse, and it literally took me out of work with my sickness. And I got the coverage I needed, but instead of keeping on the same route of just doing what I wanted to do, I decided that I was going to throw everything at the sickness, and I was going to go outside my comfort zone, and I was going to give professionals the chance to have an opinion and create whatever. So not only did I look at my medical side, but I've actually been looking at my mental side as well. I just got done today seeing a counselor. It was great. I got to get out some things that I really needed to get out. I got to get some exercises I can work on that will help me identify some of these things that are triggering the way I think at times. They didn't force any medication on me either, because they know I'm on my own medical regimen with medical marijuana, which I've been using since I quit drinking, and I haven't had any issues. I've had almost 7 years without relapsing, and I've lowered my medications while being on it. So to me, that's good signs. And talking to him with what symptoms I'm using it for and how I've monitored the different strains just to alleviate the symptoms and not create that psychoactive high that marijuana gives you, looking for that more spectrum. If anybody understands that, it really helps the mental being. But going back to what I was saying with the medical side, doing the blood tests and finding out that it's a good and a bad thing. It's good that I figured out what it is, but bad that they've identified that I have hyperthyroidism, which is going to be a lifelong battle that I'm going to have to deal with. So but the way I got there was because I kept trying to control everything, because I kept trying to I'm going to learn about all this stuff, and I let the misinformation around me consume me. So what I'm trying to tell people right now is Stop and misinforming yourself. Stop looking for that thing that nobody else knows. Everybody, for some reason, wants to know something that somebody else doesn't know because they feel it gives them some superiority. Stop looking for that. Start looking for yourself. Like, start worrying about your own being. Don't worry so much about unless you have children, don't worry about anybody else but yourself till you're at a place where you feel strong. Because if you constantly worry about all these things outside that you can't control, you're never going to be there to help them. You're never going to be anywhere to help anybody because you're going to be where you are when you're sitting there looking at all these things trying to identify. Nothing comes to those who don't go out and do the right things for themselves. Who wants to help somebody that doesn't help themselves? Think about that. You think you're just going to sit around and somebody's just going to come out and be like, hey, you have a great mind. Let's do this. No, man, they're going to look at you. They're going to look at you. And that's why I realized that for myself, if I plan on doing the things I'm going to do in life, I have to put myself above everything. I have to put my health first. I have to put my mentality first, even if it requires me giving other people the opinion to help me become better. Because if I don't become the best version of myself, I'm not going to be able to help anybody. And if I keep spending time becoming comfortable to change these things, I'm never going to become a better person. The only way I'm going to become a better person is if I proactively go out there and take the actions necessary to change my life. Because once I change my life, I can change other people's lives. I can help other people stand up. That's the true reality of the situation. So many humans are searching for that quick whatever that they're going to just get out of where they're at. Like they're miserable and they think they're going to find this one thing that's going to take them away from being miserable, and that moment's just going to come. It doesn't work that way. You got to build yourself to the champion. You don't just wake up a champion. You have to really earn being a champion. And you don't earn being a champion by suffering and waiting for some way to go just because you can read or whatever. Action is the answer. If you don't take action in your life, then you're a chump. And that's real. That's as real as it gets. You're a chump. And that's how I look at myself. If I'm not out there taking those actions, I was a chump before the actions I took to this point. And I'm not trying to be hard on myself, but I was. And I don't want to see anybody else do the same mistake. So please put yourself first. Let people who know what they're talking about take care of professionals. Take care of it. For instance, you only have to go to a doctor to get a blood test. If you want to treat it naturally, there's naturopathic doctors. Go see a naturopathic doctor. But make sure you get your blood work done. Make sure you know what's wrong with you. Don't sit here chasing it online. You know what I mean? Don't sit here watching YouTube videos. Don't sit here following people who don't have any degree of intellect that actually puts them in a professional standard. And stop thinking that just because you read it in a book and it was written by a professional that counts as the same thing. If you don't hear it, because that's what wisdom is. Wisdom is different for any doctor that'll tell you there's different things for each situation. Okay? So if you're not understanding wisdom of the situation, you think that your answer can be found on a book or a YouTube video, and it's something that's seriously affecting your life, you're blind. And that's it. And that goes for anybody. If you watch the news or anything that's not from a professional's mouth, you're a blind idiot. You know what I mean? I was a blind idiot. I'm done being a blind idiot. From this moment, if I have to let a professional help me, I will. So I'm just letting you know that we need to start worrying about ourselves and putting ourselves at the top of the worry list. If you're not achieving what you want, then you need to be worrying about yourself first. Because you're not going to be able to help anybody till you help yourself. And you're not going to be able to find the love you want until you love yourself. You're not going to be able to do anything until you take care of yourself. That's the real talk. You know what I mean? If you're depending on somebody, then you're not your best self. Because a true person who is in their right can take care of themselves on all aspects. They don't need other people to take care of them. That's a true person. You know what I mean? Yes, you may need people to help you get there. But the ultimate goal is to get to where you can get to a place, because until you can do all the things for yourself, you're not going to be able to do anything for anybody. You're the same thing as them. So that's all I got to say. And I hope that this encouraged somebody. So have a good day.